Hey YouTube, it's Creeper Crawler. Hey, coming at you again, another update time. Today, we're working on the workhorse. I'll do a quick walk around. And we'll see what we can get done on it today. We got a big list, got some tires back there that I'm not super excited about, but I'll wait till we get them on rims to show you. And then I got some trailer hubs, try to get on the front, see how that goes. We need to get this pulley off so we can put the new pulley on. We need to mount up them tires that are hiding back there. Not super excited about them, but I got them and I think they'll be a good fit, so we'll throw them on. I need to get some trailer spindles on the front, so let's see what we can make happen. Random bitch of the day. Onan would have put this cylinder, flopped these two, made this one this cylinder, this out one, and that one, that out one. This would be so much easier. In other news, it looks like a perfect spot for one of them Scotty type alternators right here. Have to move the dipstick, but that's, you know, just go something like that over there. Alternator right there. Not right now, but in the future, easy peasy. Got a big old hole for it. Well, I skipped ahead a bit. Got that ride coming up. Got to try to get a bunch of this stuff done. Got the pulley off, sanded it, put a puller on it, no biggie. I think I'll do another little video explaining the pulley thing a little better, but I wanted you to see this. Ha ha! Got the tires on the wheels, stole the fronts off of Rusty for now. I actually have a set, you can see them right there. New set of rims, new set of tires for Rusty. Those are 19s. Same exact rims as these, the skinny trailer wheels or whatever. Got these off. Is actually pretty cool. These, I didn't realize these had tapered roller bearings in them. They're actually made exactly the same setup as trailer hubs as far as spacing and stuff, so they just went right on. I don't like the fronts at 40 right now, 40 wide. So I'm gonna make a custom set of hubs at some point to scoot these in an inch. To do a little bit of modifying down there, but here I have plenty of clearance, and that's the hard clearance. I think it's pretty cool. The back's only at 38, so it needs to come out. That's another optional set of tires I have. Might end up running. But yeah, I'm digging this thing, man. Like I say, not super stoked on the tires. Get out of here. I mean, they look okay, but they're really freaking stiff. Maybe I can find some sort of compound to make them softer, but even the sidewalls are stiff. Maybe tire knife the sidewalls, I don't know. Seems like a lot of effort. I might just try to find a better set. Use these on like a worker. I think these would be great on like a worker tractor, especially one if you're like trying to doze dirt or something. They got a nice hard edge. They're really gonna bite hard in the dirt. They're just gonna suck on roots. Roots and rocks, I think they're gonna suck. So right now I'm gonna jack up the rear end and see, because obviously I don't have enough clearance here. I'm gonna lift the fenders some, and I'm actually going to lift the transaxle some, because we are running uphill. So I'll show you that here in a second. All right, you guys can see that it's almost level. If I knock the front down just a little bit, it goes right to level, which is actually, I like the rear end to sit down just a fuzz. Helps with your steering angles a little bit, or not steering angle, but caster angle. So I'm off the ground. I went up exactly an inch in the rear, just jacked it up off the ground. So I'll end up doing an inch lift, actual lift on the frame. And I think I'm gonna do a 2-inch stretch. I think I have 3/4 of an inch of fender lift on the 520 I'm gonna steal off this too. Maybe end up going to inch depending on what I need for fender clearance, and then figure out how to mount the seat how I like it. It's tight. These tires don't have much air in them, but it is, you know, jacked up, full lock, that one off the ground, full steering lock, and there's clearance. So I'll probably do like an 1/8 inch shim there. That way if I add a little tire, it's still not gonna rub. Or add a little air to the tire, sorry, it still won't rub. And then I need to put the rubber stops in at some point too. Well, I don't know if you can see that caveman looking shit down there, but that's a 2-inch stretch and a 1-inch lift. Offset drilled holes. This isn't gonna be my final solution, even though I think it would probably be strong enough. It's just a bunch of extra weight, and it's not very pretty, and that's not how I usually do stuff. So at some point I'm going to cut this, scoot it back, and then probably just extend this down and drill new holes and make it like a little bracket and come up and brace it. But for now, and honestly probably the foreseeable future, because I don't have time to fix it now, and who knows when I'll actually have time to fix it right, that'll be my stretch, hopefully. All right, went down to Dad's and used the mill. I needed to extend the steering shaft that much. I forget how much it is, but I was worried about just doing a butt joint, so, and also with the butt joint I'd have to sand it down. This stuff's got to be able to slide over top of it, allegedly. So got the old TIG welder out after I made it offset here, and yeah, I think that'll stay. If that breaks, I've really hurt myself doing something else. So we're gonna call that good. Another thing I did while I was down there, welded up this 10 pinion. I honestly don't think those are as good a setup as the 8s, but this is the one I have handy, and it's all cleaned up. I don't know what I'm doing. Walking around here looking for the other part. Whatever. It looks like this one. It's just out. So hopefully later tonight I'll be putting this transmission together and swapping it in tomorrow. But for now, let's get this motor back in here. Well, got the engine back in, steering back in. There's a huge pain in the butt, but it steers, which is pretty awesome. Even though that the steering block, it's pretty wore out. There's a pretty good bit of slop in this one. Definitely going to have to get one of my custom blocks for it when I get the time. But I've been driving these old bearings out, putting the new ones in. Big shout out to Allied Electronics and Automation. I got all the bearings for this for really cheap, and they're all Koyos, and they're all the good ones. The full, no spacers, all bearings. I think it's called Torrington or something like that. And SKF seals, and they were by far the cheapest. I didn't get any discount for saying that or anything like that. Just for you other wheel horse guys out there, these guys are the shit. They had to order all the bearings, and it took a little while to come in, but they all came in and they were all like they're supposed to be, so big shout out to them. Well, that was absolutely fucking stupid. So I needed a shifter detent ball. Took out the plug, messed with it forever with magnets and bigger magnets and picks, and drilled this out, and I had it most of the way out at one point, and then it stuck, and I have no idea why. So I ended up taking the Jason Bear approach eventually. I just busted that motherfucker out of there with the hammer. So let's hope that this is the same size as the wheel horse one. Well, caliper says one of them is 1,000th undersize. That's plenty good enough for me. Well, that didn't go to plan. I went to put it back in. I don't think I had it exactly in the same clock that it was. And I meant, when I pulled it out, I was going to take these and grind them down a little bit all the way around, because it wouldn't hurt anything to have a little slop in those. Because even if you ground a good bit, there's still hardly any slop. But I didn't, and that's what I get. Got a big crack, broke it, pounding it in. Big crack there, crack there, crack there. So what I'm going to do is just TIG weld all the way around here and hope that it holds, because I don't really have any other options right now. Fuck! Well, I TIGged that all up with silica bronze rod. I was hoping to have something a little more forgiving, but obviously it didn't crack there. But I mean, basically as soon as I got welding, maybe even once this cools down, this one might crack too. And that cracked. That was a fresh crack. But we're gonna send it, because I don't think this can twist out of there, so we'll find out. Well, I'm not super jazzed about this trans. This side's good. This side, that's some in out slop. I'm going to run it for now. I'll probably order stuff to do a straight axle on this thing. I've been doing one for a while, and it just makes sense. This rear diff didn't quite work out, so it's going to have to come back apart anyways. Might as well do it since the diffie screwed up. Yep. got this in. Need to get the pulley on, start doing the pulley work. Right now I'm working on extending the seat mounts. That's why I actually taking a video. This was smoking. The little TIG guy was being a champ, but it seems like it got super hot. And I mean, I did that pass continuous, backside continuous, this side continuous, and I was getting ready to start on this side when I noticed the smoke was coming off that. So it's running, taking a little break, and we'll get that tigged up and throw them back on there. But if you didn't realize what I did, basically it's just like these, but I cut this section off the original workhorse ones, this section off one I just had laying around, and I made the difference an inch so that this ended up an inch taller. I can hold it up here so you can see. See, taller. Yeah. I almost put them on backwards. I didn't check. I just got lucky and they were on the right way when I checked. So if you do this yourself, just remember to make sure you do that. Check it. So this will get my fenders up an inch, which is what I needed to clear the 27s. And the transmission is down an inch, so the fenders are right back where they were factory, basically. The transmission's just an inch down, so, which is what I needed to get, because it was sitting like this before. Now it sits nice, the frame sits nice and level. So yep. All right, onward and upward. All right, well, we got the back done. Now we got to do this. Is the factory fender brace. This is a spare one I had, so I just went through and like that and chopped it off the quarter band so that it's loose, because we need to go 2 inches back. Just so happens that this is 2 inches wide, so I need to clean it up a little bit and bolt it just like that. And then the gas tank will bolt in here just like factory, but then we use this front hole instead of this hole right here. But it's just kind of cool to reuse the wheel horse parts. It'll be all wheel horse. And then I need to go an inch up, so I'll split this right down through here, and I'll use this part. Well, actually, I might not use this part. It's more work. I don't know, if I can use this part I will. If not, I'll just split it and put a piece of 1 inch in it to raise it up an inch, and then that should help me get everything back on square, because it'll all bolt up just like it did, except with different mounts. Because right now I really don't know where this goes, and even with these bolts in, these bolts down here, focus, no, the ones down here, I'm talking about, 2 bolts on there. There's a lot of room they can wiggle, so this bracket doesn't have as much room, so I should be able to get it on and then get the fender squared up. And then I'm going to brace this tower up to the front like I did on Rusty. Actually, I think I might be square tube this time, but I'll show you that when we get.
You ever do something so dumb, you're just like, how can I be this dumb? What am I doing? What am I doing? I'll show you what.
Like I was showing you and telling you about, I got my sweet extension on here, and I'm like, oh yeah, 2 inches back, inch up. I take all these measurements, cut these 2 pieces, and look, it's so nice. So nice. So nice. But it's not. Why? Why isn't it? Because the fenders, this bracket mounts on the tractor. Right here, right? This part didn't move. This part just needed to go back 2 inches. It didn't need to come up. It just needed to go back, not up, because the transmission went down. So this part needed to come up, which it did. It's up. But this fender bracket, it didn't need to come up.
I just made so much more work for myself. I hate that. I think this is gonna take a reset. So what I mean by a reset is when you're out in the garage doing stuff, something just ain't going right, or you do something stupid like I just did. You just got to do a reset, man. A reset, go in, get a cold drink, just kind of do something else for a minute, come back, pick up another part of the project. What I'm going to come back out and do, I'm going to work on my belt system.
Take a little break from the fender mount, because I'm not super happy. So we'll take a break from that, because I got a lot of work to do on the belt system. I did bring this mule drive in. that I found out laying in the field in my spare parts, which this wheel drive really ain't good. I mean, it could be okay for somebody, but it's going to be my pulley donor, at least one of them. I think there's another mule drive out there. I think I need two of these, one of these. Yeah, so I'll have to go find another one of these flat ones. But the bearings actually seem good, so we'll get them pulled off there, hopefully not without too much fuss, and then we'll start working on the belts.
So y'all are probably wondering, what's this about? Why do I look like I'm going to a business meeting? Well, I actually learned this trick from my grandpa. He was a carpenter for himself, worked for himself his whole life, and he always wore these thin button-up shirts. I asked him about it, Grandpa, one day. Grandpa, what do you wear them thin shirts for? He's like, I like wearing t-shirts, you know? He's like, man, these are a lot cooler. I know you like them t-shirts, but these don't get as hot. And I said, what do you mean? He's like, well, when you sweat, these get soaked real fast, and then it evaporates off and makes you cool. He said, you ever seen, I mean, he said Mexican. That's not really a nice way to say it, but he was old school. But he said, you ever see a Mexican wearing a t-shirt? I said, no, not when they're working. Think about that. Good point, Grandpa. So I started getting these. You can get them from the Goodwill for a couple bucks. Get the thinnest ones you can, or like a collar, which is another good thing. Keeps them from getting welded and burned. And then I just started doing these cooler off pad things. Soak them in water, put them around your neck, down your shirt. Like I said, they help a lot. Between that and the fan, even though it's 90, 92. Probably worse than that in this building because it just soaks up the heat. But yeah, let's go get cooled off, reset, come back. Well, we're out here building up this pulley system, and as you can see, this is a mule drive. Bearings aren't the greatest in any of these, but I needed idler pulleys and I didn't really have any, and I kind of wanted them to be standardized. And then I got to Scotty was talking about using the mule drive pulleys. And I'm like, I think I have a bunch of these just kicking around now. One of them's an Apache-matic, which is this one already cut off. But the rest of them are just the bolt on style, you know, that nobody really wants. So I got two of them. One was hiding under the bench. It's probably been under there since I moved in. I don't even remember putting one there. So there's some other random Cub Cadet and some other random tractor parts. So I'm thinking it was a leftover. A lot of that stuff under there was there when I got there. So I'm going to get all these off of here and try to get a belt system going. Well, I was headed out to work on the idler pulleys. It started pouring down rain, and I got soaked trying to find my key to Dad's shop. So decided to come back and just go ahead and work on some other stuff. So I built some temporary shifters just to see if how I like them. Don't drench the welds too much. Like I said, not the long-term solution. But it goes through all the gears. You know, even with the plate in the right place, there's low. See, low. You have to take my word for it. It shifts through all the gears I checked. So here's my where I fixed my mess up on there. I just did a stitch weld for now. Did some stitches on the back too, so it's good and strong. Got that mocked up there. I'm gonna try to get the seat, or not the seat, but the fenders bolted on so that I can tighten all this stuff down, and then maybe even start working on the bracing that goes between the two. Well, that does it for the workhorse update. I'm going to be hitting it hard again next few days. I'll try to get some footage, keep you guys in the loop. Creeper Crawler out.